Newsmax Investigates is back with Senior Scams Part 2, Deepfake Deception. Picture this, you're scrolling through social media and you see your doctor's face, his voice, her voice, and a treatment that he or she appears to be recommending just for people like you, tailor-made, you gotta get it. But your doctor never made the video, although it looks and sounds like him or her. And then this is what's scary, folks. A new generation of medical scams. They're using now artificial intelligence to hijack patients' trust because they are stealing other people's identities. And the threat now has grown so serious, as you just heard, it has reached Capitol Hill. Joining us now are the three people at the center of this story. Beth Holland, she is lipedema and she fell for the scam. Dr. David Amron is Beth's doctor, and Dr. Karen Herbst, she works at the same practice. The scammers use that real-life connection to scam patients. I saw you, Dr. Herbst. I saw your likeness in that video. That wasn't you? That wasn't you?
No, that was not me. I was shocked because it was so realistic when I saw it. I mean, it disturbed me to my core. And, you know, my concern was, oh my gosh, my patients are going to see this and other people are going to see this and they're going to buy that product because they're looking at me and they believe in me because I've been in this field for over 2 decades. And they use my credibility to sell a product that I've never seen, never endorsed.
Wow, incredible. And I see you also there, Dr. David Amron. You know, when you first saw this, what went through your mind?
I mean, shock and disbelief, but right away was really concerned for this community of patients. It's ridiculous.
It really is. Now, Beth, you unfortunately, you fell for this because you know these doctors. They did your surgery. And you recognize them from the same practice, and then you saw this ad promoting a lipedema treatment on Facebook. Let's take a look at what you saw.
So lipedema is a very under-recognized condition, unfortunately, not only in the U.S., but pretty much around the world, for really no good reason.
So you watch this 31-minute video. How did seeing your own doctor advertise this treatment convince you to buy into this scam?
Well, honestly, I was so excited because Dr. Amron was originally coming up with supplements. So I was looking forward to purchasing those. And then when this popped up on Facebook, talking about a cream, and the AI fake video looks so real that I purchased it. So my sister also has lipedema, and I thought, oh my God, I could totally help her because she couldn't afford the surgery. But the video looked so incredibly real, and that's why I bought it.
Dr. Amron, first explain to our viewers, what is lipedema?
Lipedema is a genetic fat storage condition that's very under-recognized around the world. It affects about 10% of the population and develops with enlarging swelling around the legs and arms that eventually becomes painful, and it is commonly misdiagnosed as just being overweight. So this population of patients have been misguided, misdiagnosed, and really that's what really bothered me so much, that here is these patients who are trusting something and they're taking advantage of these patients' trust. And it's really horrible. That was really the thing that was so disturbing about this.
Right, and it's painful. Lipedema can also be very, very painful condition, specifically when it predominantly affects women. Now, Dr. Herbst, the scammers went even further when it came to you. As we saw, they took your face, your voice, even your speaking style, and created a fake doctor they called Suzanne. Let's watch this.
Your arms feel heavy and out of proportion. If you've tried everything, dieting, working out, lymphatic drainage, even medication, and still saw no real difference, then listen closely, because what I'm about to reveal could change your life and possibly stop you from losing control of your own body.
Now that is freaky. That is freaky, doctor. And that's not you. That was not you.
Not at all. I recognize the shirt from probably a conference I gave, and I've done a lot of YouTube videos providing education to the community. So I'm sure they had plenty to take from to recreate that. But it was extremely realistic, except for my teeth were a little whiter.
Dr. Amron, how does this hurt your reputation?
Well, I wasn't again thinking of that the first thing. I mean, to me, it's like the break of trust. The physician-patient relationship is so incredibly important, and I think it violates that when a person like Beth, a patient, puts their trust in apparently cream that I did not develop. It breaks that trust. So it really didn't affect my reputation so much. It was more the violation of the trust that patients are placing in me.
And Beth, you spent hundreds of dollars, about $300 on 6 bottles of this so-called cream. Some of that was, again, you mentioned for your sister who suffers from the same condition and can't afford surgery. What was this cream? I mean, this is really frightening because you actually got the product, right?
I did. I got the product. I was so excited because I had heard some people didn't even get the product. So I was excited. I tried it, and then obviously found out, it wasn't even real. So it's scary. It's scary. I don't even know what was in that cream.
Dr. Amron, you also sell supplements, correct? So,
I do, yes.
So can you imagine if somebody used your likeness? Because it's one thing to rub cream on yourself, but imagine ingesting something. Because these videos are so slickly produced. They look so realistic. If you were my doctor, I would say, wow, Dr. Amron came out with these great supplements. I'm going to take them. And people could be ingesting a supplement and God only knows what's in it. Do you think there needs to be more regulation when it comes to all of this? Because we keep hearing about AI. Are police not understanding authorities that scamming has taken, it's now to a whole new level?
Well, absolutely. First of all, like Beth was saying, you don't know what's in these things. I mean, the cream could have had substances that can cause irritation. If supplements are being taken that are fake supplements, you're ingesting something, you don't know what is in those things. But another part of this is that it's a progressive condition, lipedema, and you're delaying the proper treatment of this condition. And I'm so happy that Congress is finally starting to do something about this. The platforms that support this need to have much stricter scrutiny on this. We went through many days and months of trying to fight to get these off of the Meta platforms, and it was on there for 11 days before anything happened. There was a lot of there was a lack of transparency. There wasn't immediacy in terms of taking action. So finally, Congress is looking to do something about this.
Let's take a look at a clip of that of you on Capitol Hill.
This problem is no longer theoretical. It is happening right now, and the consequences for patient safety, medical ethics, and the integrity of healthcare information are profound. If we do not act, more older Americans and other vulnerable patients will become victims of increasingly sophisticated AI-enabled fraud.
Beth, scamming the seniors, it is a multi-billion-dollar industry. The senior population, the most scammed population in our nation. I saw one estimate of $8 billion annually. What do you say to people, Beth, that say, come on, Beth, all you had to do was call up your doctor. How could you do this? How could you spend hundreds of dollars on a cream and not confirm with your doctor? What do you say to those people?
Well, honestly, the video was so real.
Yep.
And over a period of, a couple weeks, I saw other videos. And that's when the red flag really came up. One wasn't even in English. And then they got Dr. Herb's incorrect first name. And I thought, you know what, that's not right. And then somebody from Dr. Amron's office actually reached out to their patients and said, hey, if you know anyone or did anyone buy this cream, let us know. And that's when I reached back out and I said I did. And saw his video, which was better than the one I saw as well. I mean, it's just crazy.
And if they're doing it to these doctors, God only knows how many others are being affected. Yeah. We're going to leave it right there. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.